Hello viewers, I'm SB, and this is Slipways. Slipways is a science fiction themed economics game. It's a little difficult to describe. I've been calling it a 3X. It has a lot of the things that I enjoy from the 4X genre, the exploration, the building up of internal production systems and stuff, but it's completely non-competitive. There are no other players, there is no combat, and I have not shut up about it since the first time I played it in that demo showcase, like back in February. So I'm very excited to announce, hey, it's actually out. You can go buy it and play the full thing right now on Steam, provided that I set the release time on this episode correctly. I guess we'll see. But yeah, like I said, it's a little hard to describe, so why don't I just show you? We have an undeveloped area of space. We are in charge of it for 25 years, and our goal is just to make as many points as we can in that time. So let's disable quirks. We'll just play a totally normal game here on reasonable difficulty. So, at the beginning of a game of Slipways, you select a council of 3 races from among these 5 races. And what that does is, it sets some of what your technology tree will be, some of the technologies that will be available for you to research. And then each race has a pair of perks that you can pick from. You get 2 perks, up to 2 perks from among the 6 provided by your chosen races. So I'm a big fan of the blue guys. I do like the trees. I'm gonna pick more or less arbitrarily here. We're just gonna roll in here so that I can start showing you mechanics. So for every 4 planets discovered, get a science. I think this one's really powerful. Don't worry, you don't have the context to understand what these words mean yet, but you will see once we get in here. So, 25 years. What does that actually mean? This game is not in real time. It's totally turn-based. And basically, the idea is everything that you do, every action you take, will cost some number of months. Right now, all we have is the wormhole through which we will enter this area of space. And if I hold down click, you can see we can send out a probe. It'll cost us a little bit of money, and it will take 1 month to do this. So let's just explore all of these little subspace signals. Okay, we found 4 worlds there. The size of the signal indicates how likely it is to be a planet. The big ones are almost certain to be a planet. The little ones, probably not. There's a pretty good chance that this is like nothing at all, or maybe it's just an asteroid that we could mine from. But once we've discovered some planets, what we can do is install an industry on the planet. Basically, each planet takes in one set of resources and puts out another set of resources. And our goal here is to construct a network of planetary industries such that everything is getting fed and feeding everything else. Every planet's needs are taken care of, every planet is providing things for the needs of others. So, what I'm looking for right now, as we just do our initial exploration phase here, is just a few planets where we can sort of run their resources in a circle and have them all take care of each other. Okay, this is promising. So here we have a swamp world, which we could use to produce people. We could set up a colony here, but it would require some technology and some food. These remnant worlds can take in people to put out technology. We can recycle the ruins of the Forebear Empire, the people who were here before. And then we just need to pick up some food, which we could get from this ocean world if we turn it into an algae farm. The game has wonderful tutorials, by the way. I have played a bunch of it, so I already know this stuff, and I can look at a planet and know off the top of my head what it does. But if this seems like a lot to you, don't worry. There's a lot of really good information, very helpful videos. It's very well explained. Alright, so let's go ahead and set that up. We want Agamemnon 8 to be a colony. And then we're going to make this world a producer of microchips. And we connect these with a slipway. So this right here is a slipway. You can see trade running back and forth, and we're already producing a little bit of income. We have some stuff going in, we have some stuff coming out. This world is positive value. It is producing more for us than it costs. This is the early game struggle, trying to get to positive value. Alright, so as you enter the second year of your term, some tasks will become available. The 3 different races that you picked for your council give different kinds of tasks with different rewards. So, the Dender would like us to increase production of food by 5 units. We are just about to set up our first food planet. This should not be too hard to do. And then the Vittori would like for us to set up a lab studying biomass, or the Sylphid would like us to produce more chips. We've already set up a chip production world. I don't know that we'll want to do that again so quickly. Let's take this. A lab producing 2 science per year is not that difficult to set up. So, when we complete this, first of all, it'll unlock some options for us in events that can spawn around the galaxy, and it'll also give us some of this blue resource here. That blue thing is victory points. Each point of blue, each point of legacy value, is worth 50 stars, and the stars are sort of like our score currency. You can see we're gonna do a bunch of stuff to earn stars, and then at the end of the game, our total star value is going to be multiplied by our happiness expressed as a percent. Right now, people are, like, not super happy. We're not doing a great job. But as we produce more prosperous planets and fulfill people's needs, that number's going to go up. So, let's route some people, some workers here over to this remnant planet. Turn this into an algae farm. Route some robots over there. And then send the algae in here. And bam! Look at that. Everybody's happy, none of these worlds are suffering, and we are at plus 21 per year already. That's not a lot of income, but it's a start. And now we've got 2 worlds that would really like some water, if we could get it. Let's have a look around and see if we can find a planet where we can produce a bunch of water. Okay, not a great start. How about over here? Can we get all 4 of these signals at the same time? Okay, that's a little awkward. So the Slipways have a maximum effective range. You can see here, this is too far. We can just barely reach this planet. So we could, on this Earth world planet, set up a Gaia world. Have workers come here and produce water and biomass. You can see there are different... worlds have different levels, so I kind of zoomed past this initially. But all of our worlds are currently level 2. At level 1, it's just take in robot, put out food, right? But because we provided all of its needs at level 1 and consumed all of its level 1 products, it upgraded to level 2. Now, if we can put in minerals and robots, we'll get out more resources. As we continue to level the planet up, it produces more trade income in addition to, you know, providing more goods for other worlds to benefit from. And unfortunately, this Gaia world doesn't produce water. It doesn't produce a second point of water until we get it to level 3. So it would be quite a while before we could get it to actually feed both of these planets. It's not undoable, but it is awkward. It's not exactly the way I would have liked this to go. All right, let's see if we can position this such that it'll get all 5 of these signals. Okay, this is a jungle, so that can produce water, but we gotta get robots to it, which we cannot easily do because you cannot direct a slipway through another slipway. These are automated vehicles, one assumes, not necessarily easy to make a traffic crossing safe. So, how are we gonna solve this problem? We may have to just put it off for the moment. We will eventually acquire some technology that may be suited to making things a little bit easier. Okay, this is good news. We found a primordial world, which is a place where we can send workers to produce biomass, so this could help us set up that lab we were looking at. Get biomass out of that with robots. So, labs. In order to make a lab produce science, we have to send workers to do research, and we have to send a thing for them to do research on. We're going to need at least 2 workers and a biomass, or a worker and 2 sources of biomass in order to get to 2 science. So how are we gonna set that up? It is unfortunately just a little bit awkward for us to get robots over here. Oh, there's this swamp world. That's within range, right? Okay. Now, unfortunately, that'll use the last point of people from this planet. And if we want to get another point of people out, we have to meet its unmet need here, which is goods. We need to find a way to get goods to this planet. This type of world can produce goods. Can we... Nope, can't run a slipway through a celestial body's gravity well, or of course through the celestial body itself. We may be in a position where this is a little bit more difficult to actually accomplish than I would like. Alright, let's start with this. We'll make this connection here. We could provide goods to this and get more people out that way, or we could just, you know, build another world, set up another world that produces people, and try to get researchers in the lab through that. So let's have a look around for a world that might be appropriate. Ah, okay, we found a ruin of the forebear hyper-advanced alien civilization. If we connect a source of people to it, this will fire an event, and we'll have some choices there, potentially related to the races on our council. But remember, we can only pick the choices in the events related to our council if we have fulfilled some tasks for them. So, we're not quite there yet. Let's do a little bit more exploration. Alright, we've gotten a lot of early research from our scientific fleet perk. So here's all the technology. A lot of this stuff comes from the factions that you picked in your council, in your sort of federation. But there are a couple of things here that are unaffiliated that are always present, like the slipstream relay, which is a device you can build in space to route your slipways in more complicated ways. So what is the thing that we have enough resources for? The ability to have robots make food on arid and desert planets. Probably not super useful for us right now. Alright, we'll worry about these later when we have more research. We really got to get that lab set up. Not just for this task, but also because, you know, research. It's a good thing to have. So, what we could do is just set up another people planet and send people from there to here to produce biomass, and then have the lab get fed by this world and the people planet. I think that's what I'm going to go for. It might be a little bit awkward to route food to here. Yeah. Alright, we'll have to find another source of food. Also, building a colony on an ocean world requires some minerals to sort of, like, create the structures, but that's not a big problem. We have a mineral planet right here. So we'll just do this and that. Set up a little bit of two-way trade here. So, you can see when we mouse over, colonizing a world takes 3 months, setting up a slipway takes 1 month, sending out probes takes 1 month. So everything we do is sort of burning that clock a little bit. Now, it would be really easy to use this world for food instead. Somewhat more cumbersome to use this one for food, because again, we need a source of robots. Oh, okay, we could feed in food from over here, too. Yeah, alright, I'm feeling pretty confident about this plan. Set up bacteria breeding. This is a monoculture farm. So just feed in the green stuff here. And then the food there, which will get us another point of people. And now, our labs. The lab's quite expensive. We don't have a ton of money right now. And our income's just not super good. And it doesn't say this on the tooltip here, but this is just a thing that I know. Laboratories are expensive to maintain. They have a high cost per year. So, part of me wants to set this up immediately, just, you know, for the purpose of getting more research going. And part of me is thinking, boy, if we set this up right now, next year might be a little bit lean. I think it's still worth doing, probably. Alright, so we have 1 month left in the year and we're basically out of money. We don't even have enough money to run... Okay, we could run a connection here. But another thing you can do is you can spend a month mining an asteroid. It'll explode and yield money for each colonized planet that is close enough to be able to pull resources from it. And you can see when we mouse over it, dotted lines to all of the planets that are close enough for it to affect. I think we'll just do this month. We'll just collect some cash here, and then let's connect this stuff up. Actually, did I do this in a way that's going to prevent... Well, good news. The game has an undo button. You can undo actions all the way back to the last time you did something that gained information. So, like, if you send out probes, you can't undo a probe action, because that caused you to learn things that, you know, would probably have affected your planning, right? So, I have to position this a little bit more carefully. It has to be in a place where all three of these planets can reach it. Is that good? Yeah, that works. Alright. 3 research per turn. The reason it works like this is after you have the initial researcher and resource pair set up, which gives you 1 science, more of the research material gives you 2 science, and more extra researchers give you 1 science each. So we've got some basic research going, and we please the Vittori. We're now allowed to use the Vittori options in events. We need to produce 1 more food to please the Dender, which we could get by adding ore to this planet or by adding water to this one. Do we have a good source? Let's explore these signals. Okay, not actually all that easy to route the people around to that. How about this way? We do not have easy access to robots over here. Well, you can make robots, you can scavenge robots from remnant worlds, but yeah, we're not going to be able to get a worker over there anyway. It's a bit of a problem. We do have a mineral world here. We could feed the minerals in there, but obviously we're going to need workers for the mineral world. We're going to need people nearby to make that work. Let's explore these signals over here. Could I set that up? Nope, primordial worlds are not livable. Well, these 2 planets I think are too far apart. I was really hoping we'd have a nice Earth-like world where I could just feed out this extra point of food and get people back from it. Oh, what am I... We have minerals right here. Silly me. I was totally thinking of these as like 2 separate parts of our deal. So, in order to level this up and get it to produce 1 more point of algae, we also have to have a second export route. It needs to be delivering, it needs to be taking in all of its resources and delivering all of its resources. So we can start trying to set up population over here on the jungle planet, Dundee 7. We would need a source of chips, which we could get over here, potentially. These are all grayed out because we're broke, so we don't have any money. I undid this asteroid grab, but let's go ahead and re-grab that asteroid, right? We're gonna need that cash. Yeah, I sort of think we could also try to set up population on Hexar, for which we would need some water income. We could generate water from Dundee maybe at some point. We'd have to find a source of robots over here somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and do this even though we don't have a real plan figured out for this one, because it will complete our task. And it will level this planet up to successful. Successful planets produce more trade income, obviously, a pretty big deal. And there is a level beyond successful. If you can fulfill all of a planet's needs and get it enough total import and export routes and connect it directly with enough other successful planets, it'll level up to prosperous. Prosperous worlds, as you might imagine, produce more trade income, but they're also worth a tremendous amount of points at the end of the game. So let's talk about these endgame points real quick. Each one of your worlds is going to score a number of stars based on whether it is established, successful, or prosperous. Then you also get points for your legacy. You also get stars, rather, for your legacy. And you also get stars for your empire size. Each size category you move through gets you another 400 stars. That's this value over here. It's just about the number of worlds you have colonized. So over the course of the game, you'll grow naturally. You don't necessarily have to think about that too much. So you'll notice one thing that's not included, although it is very important in a broad sense, is money. You can make as much money as you want. Having a great big bank at the end of the game is not worth anything. So everything we're doing is in service of these three things. We're just trying to earn stars here. It is nice to have money, don't get me wrong. So now we have a desperate need for water. We could produce the water over here. Is there another asteroid around I can burn? Let's just do this to earn us some time. And we've got enough science now that we could reach out and grab another technology. So this gives us the ability to use robots to make food. This gives us a thing we can build on a planet to improve the trade income that it's producing. This gives us a project we can build on a planet to make it easier to connect to it from further away. This is actually very useful. Or we could save up for some of this higher tier technology. Starts a chain reaction on an ice ball, desert, or lava planet that turns it into a mineral world. Or just your slipways can always reach further. Honestly, I think this one is really, really excellent. We might just save up for that. I think wave augmentation and slip amplifiers are both really, really good. And every time you accomplish all of your tasks, the council returns to you with some new opportunities here. So, as things stand right now, we don't have a ton of motivation to push the number of chips that we're producing, but this is the only faction we haven't done a request for yet, and I would like to get this done just so that we have all of the options available for events. So let's take this and then get 2 more remnant planets to successful. We have 2 remnant planets right here that are well on their way, right? We need to get them some water and then send out their goods a little bit more. Or increase population by 8 points. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of extra people. But broadly speaking, people are probably the best resource. You do pretty much always want to be producing a lot of people. And I like the fact that the reward for this one has a bunch of money attached to it. Let's take that. Let's have those be our next 2. These ones are maybe going to be slightly more long-term than the last ones. We got through that first round pretty quickly. So, yeah, this might be the plan. Let's get another source of people around here somewhere and then turn this into a Gaia world to provide the food that we need, or the water that we need over here. I don't know what we're going to do with the biomass, but we'll figure it out. We don't have easy access to robots yet. Okay, let's commit to this idea. So, let's scout around for the things that we need to make this work. We need a world that is capable of producing people, and we need the resources to power that people production. Okay, we got a pretty basic Earth-like world here, and there you go. So, Hive World sends in people, produce some water for this, have this monoculture farm turn biomass into food. Okay, there we go. And, population gains occurring. When we get this leveled up to successful, it will produce an extra chip, so it'll move this thing forward too. So, what kind of industry would we have to set up around here to spend chips? We could turn this jungle world into another people place. So when you mouse over a thing, you can see what all the incomes and outputs will be at all the different levels. We don't really have a lot of other industries around here that could use these chips. So yeah, that might be the only viable move. It's going to be a little bit awkward to get food to it, though. Yeah, we don't really have a plan for that yet. I'm super bummed out that we didn't get one more science, because I really want to buy wave augmentation. You know what? We can produce one more science, potentially, by just exploring some more worlds here. Where's a nice tight cluster of signals? This is awkward. Can we really... We just barely can't reach that. Do we have a... Nope, we've been pretty thorough. Ah, okay, over here. These aren't that likely to be worlds, but maybe we'll get lucky. Alright, it was enough to produce one science. Let's learn a thing or two about wave augmentation. And we have here a forebear ruin. I'm going to go ahead and send our loose point of people up here, so we can learn from it, get a new technology for our tech list, or we could spend 30 space bucks on it to turn it into an energy producer. But we can't do this yet because this is a Sylphid-related option, and we haven't satisfied their hunger for chips yet. This is definitely the right option. Energy is a wild product, basically. It can satisfy any need. So, this is absolutely what we want to do. It's not free, but I think it's the right move. So we just need to figure out how we're going to up chip production by 4 points. I mean, getting this level to 3 and then getting one more chip production world up to level 3, a new one, will totally do it, right? Okay, I have an idea. So we have a couple of worlds down here that could be used for chip production. The Remnant world and the Forge world both can do it. And the way we could actually expend those chips is by setting up a lab to research the microchips. So, how do we want to put that together? We're going to need a source of people over here to make this work. Let's just go ahead and commit to this. So, send out the chips, makes this successful, adds another point. Send you over there. And now we need to get a source of food to this world to get it to level up so that we will have the researchers to work in that lab. Are we lucky enough to have food right here? Oof. No, we are not. Arid worlds do not produce food. It could produce food, though. What if we turned it into a hydroponic farm with some robots? We do have a world that's capable of producing robots right here. Although it's going to be a little bit awkward to provide this world the things that it needs. But if we make this a food production world, we send robots from here and then food from here, it's going to create a path of slipways that divides these two planets, and so we're not going to be able to route chips from both of them into a lab, which is the thing I really want to do. We are extremely far away from being able to get slipstream relays, but once we have those, it would be possible for us to use food from here, send it to a relay there, and then bounce it over this way. It's just a shame that is probably so very far in the future. We don't really have a lot of other options. It's possible that whatever's going on in this forebear ruin could provide a solution to our problem. If we could just get some people over there. You know what? We can turn this Arctic world into a colony. We have the resources sitting right in front of us. Oh hey, I totally forgot that was... Yeah, I obviously meant to accomplish the thing. Clearly, right? So, once we've researched one more technology, you can see our tech window, our window of researchable techs will advance. At any time, you can research from 2 different eras. So once we pick up one more thing, we'll lose the ability to do Tier 0 stuff, but we'll gain the ability to do Tier 2 stuff. So we're only going to get one Tier 1 technology here. Is it going to be the Slip Amplifier, which is more broadly useful, or is it going to be Hydroponics, which might just be useful to us right now? I mean, I think we gotta go this way. Alright. Anything useful here? We can turn it into a thing that will accept food and produce a worker, a thing that will take the worker and produce a science, or we could get a build of a habitat, which is a structure you can put up that you feed food into and get workers out. I don't think that this is worth waiting for. I think I'm probably just going to turn it into a science colony. It is worth noting that the heart here, remember, is 1% total score at the end of the game. So part of me does want to do that, but we don't have any food that we can attach to this easily. I think I'm just going to take the science. Turn that into a research lab. Can we send... Yes, okay, if we continue to send more workers, it will continue to produce more science. So once we have this planet's stuff figured out, we'll probably be able to feed a worker down there as well. Okay, and this world actually has all of its inputs and outputs sorted. All it needs to do to get prosperous is just be connected to some planets that are at least successful. And our income's getting to a pretty good place here. I'm not feeling desperate for money anymore. Gosh, if only there was a way to just, this point of food, get over here. Ah, well. Okay, what's my plan here? We could just have another world start producing chips just to finish off the task and get us on to the next one. I do not love that idea. Here, let's do a little bit more exploring. Because, you know, I'm thinking about making this potentially a chip-producing world, but we need minerals for that. I want to make sure that we actually have some nearby. Here, I can get 3 signals on this. Okay, not a lot of sources of minerals in this area, actually. And so this is sort of the core puzzle of the game. It's just trying to lay down industries in such a way that you can actually feed their needs and make good use of all of their outputs. We also, still, in order to get this to level up, in order to produce the last chip we need, we still need to provide water to it as well, which we do not have a super easy way of doing. This Gaia world will level up if it can import one more set of workers, and then we could feed the water down here. Do we have another world around here that could be made to produce workers? I mean, we have this, which is a little awkward. But I mean, it sends in workers, it gets back out the extra point of biomass that this planet will produce when it does that. And then we still need a source of food, which we could get from over here if we had some source of robots in the area. Okay, I mean, there are some options. Unfortunately, this remnant planet is not going to be able to provide robots on account of the Forebear ruin being in the way. It'll block the slipway. Here, let's connect to this and see if it answers any of our questions. It does not. We'll establish another science colony. But that did not solve any of my problems. At all, in fact. Alright. We're going to do this. We're going to connect this, which will level that up, get us the extra... Oh! Hold on. Undo. This planet also wants water. And so the extra water from Sandor 5 is flying out there immediately. Let's establish this slipway before we do that, so that when we connect, there are multiple locations where we can send each thing, and we actually get to make the choice. I want the water to go down here. Yep, and the biomass to go over there. And then, even though we don't have this figured out yet, I'm going to go ahead and build the lab and commit the chip to it, just so this world will level up, produce the extra chip, and complete our task. Alright, new tasks. Get 2 more remnant planets to successful. That's going to be a little bit awkward. We just made a lot of our remnant planets successful recently. We have one that's pretty close, but actually just the one, right? So that's probably not going to work. Increase chip production by a further 6 units. It's not where I want to be. And increase the number of prosperous planets by 3. There's a lot of legacy points attached to that, but also, it's a tall order. I mean, I'm going to try. Do I think this will be easier than this? We already have so much chip production. Yeah, alright. We'll try to figure it out. Okay. And now that we've done that, we've done some work for the Silthids, now we have access to this this option here. But I'm a little loath to take it at the moment, because it's going to totally break the bank. So we'll do that. We'll do that soon. For the moment, though... Gosh, I wish this thing had turned out to be an energy producer, because we could have fed the energy in here to pay for the food problem. It would have made my life a lot easier. Alright, so we need to make some worlds prosperous. And that'll be a good idea for us in a broad general sense anyway. Okay, so we just need to connect things to more successful worlds. Part of the problem here is that we don't actually have a source of goods, and that's preventing several of our people-producing worlds from doing what they need to do. Part of that is that I encased this forge world in kind of an awkward way. I could have built that lab here. Or like, I don't know. This forge world has the ability to produce goods, but there's not really an easy way to get its income while also setting up this situation that we set up, so I don't know. Maybe I did the right thing. Maybe I did an okay thing, at the very least. And somewhere we need to find another remnant planet to push toward successful as well. I mean, we have this one. And we do have a source of people to run to it. Can't do anything with a desert world, not with our current technology anyway. That's compelling, though. Because now we could send people from Enthalia 9 to Martin 5 to produce robots, to scavenge robots, and then we could use those robots on Zalgo 8 to produce goods to send back here. That's an expensive set of moves, but it'll generate good money. Okay, and apparently that was enough. The Sandor just needed to be connected to one more successful world. So, now producing a pretty solid amount of trade income. You can see the prosperity level is giving us bonus happiness, which remember is score multiplier in the long run. Yeah, and our income's starting to get pretty solid. Is this the moment that it makes sense to fix this? I think we can work with 23 remaining money. So, energy. Energy can be anything. What do we want it to be? This world is going to need goods. All people producing worlds want goods eventually. So maybe it's like we send one of the points of energy over here to provide goods, and we use the other point of energy as water. Can I... Hold on, let's explore these. Alright, if this was a world that was capable of producing robots, I would have just let Dundee be the way we get our water. But since I don't think we're going to be able to get robots over there very easily, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. We'll send an energy here to work as the water. And then we'll just do robots make goods here. Send over those robots. And I've run out of dollars. Well, it's December. We're about to get paid again. Let's spend a month mining asteroids. Okay. This world would be successful if it had export routes. We need to actually use these people for stuff. Unfortunately, there aren't really that many worlds around here that need people. We could send additional... Nope, can't even do that. That's awkward. Okay, new technology. I kind of want to just pick up quantum computing. We're still planning to actually make this lab work eventually somehow. Integrated manufacturing allows us to add a unit of chip to any world that is currently producing mineral, which is good in a sort of a long-term sense. Weather manipulation allows us to bring planets that are too hot, cold, dry, or wet one step closer to an ideal Earth-like world. Is that going to allow me to convert anything in this area to... No, probably not. I was thinking to food production. This arid world will turn into something that could produce food probably, but it will need incomes that we can't get to it. So... It does feel like we're probably just out of luck on this thing until we get the slipstream relays, which is a shame because we need the points of people out here. Oh, I should connect that. We have some spare people over here. What am I currently... I have a lab researching biomass. So you get diminishing returns on labs studying the same materials. So sending people out to produce biomass here and then making a lab that's studying that is probably not the best play, but thanks to quantum computing with the extra science, even with diminishing returns, it would still be something. It would still be positive. Because, like, we definitely need more labs. We do need to establish another lab or two. This world just needs water. Yeah, again, just kind of not in a great place for that. This world can connect out here. Maybe we'll get lucky and one of these will be capable of producing water. This world can, but obviously there's problems with that. There's stuff in the way. Yeah, this is tricky. Let's get a little bit more information. Let's explore out here a little bit more. Okay, so that world is capable of producing the water that this remnant world needs to move toward being successful, which obviously is the thing we care about. We could set up a lab over here for the purpose of studying water. Can a slipway reach this far? Yes, it can. It's expensive, but it can work. You want water as well. Alright, let's do that. Make this water extraction, send workers, send water, and then I'm going to set up kind of a crummy lab. Does this connection work? It does. That's awkward, because again, it bisects this area and makes it hard to send people from both of these worlds, but it's probably more important to get this to successful. And then we need to get another source of people to here. Unfortunately, Forebear Ruin is directly in the way. But if we get one more import route here, this will produce an extra water, and then we can use this people and this water to found a lab out here. And while it won't be a great lab, it will be functional enough thanks to quantum computing. So what I need is another world in sort of a straight line from our new water production planet that will be able to produce us some more people. More sources of people. There's no way to position this so that we get all 5 of the signals, huh? Alright, I'll just take these 4 then. Okay, that is a people-producing world. Alright, so we'll send you down here. That's successful now. Let's just get a little bit more science going. Can't quite tell if this... I mean, this is probably a planet. I don't really want to send out a probe to just hit one signal, but I think we're going to have to. I want to know if this world can produce either water or people. It cannot do either of those things. Okay, good to know. Then it probably doesn't really matter where we do this. It just needs to be in a place that's sort of between the two of them. Okay. Another 3 research per turn is certainly going to be good for us. So, this remnant world now just needs to deliver robots somewhere in order to get to successful, which is the thing that we care about a lot. So this adds a unit of chip output to any world that has minerals. Is that a technology that's actually valuable for us in our current position? It's not, right? Because, yeah, the problem... We have plenty of chips. That does not address any of the problems that we're currently having. Okay, we just need to continue to focus on leveling up worlds. So, let's do this real quick. We're looking for a source of food for this world. You want robots? That's actually a little awkward. Okay. Unfortunate, the positioning here. Because we could send the robots up to grab food from this and send it back there, and that means we won't be able to deliver the goods from Zalgo anymore, though. Awkward. Just very awkward. Okay, that was a whole lot of nothing. So we could pick up weather control. I wonder what an ice ball planet becomes when you weather control it. I don't actually know how this works. You know what? Let's pick it up and find out. There's really only one way to do it. Alright, so that would turn it into an Arctic world. What does an Arctic world give us? That's an ice ball. Okay, here we go. An Arctic world would give us this. So, that planet technically can produce food, but it's not easy. I think maybe let's just give up on delivering the goods from here to there. I think it's going to be too much of a hassle to figure out another way of doing this. Stupid asteroid in the way. Okay. Extra unit of people we can connect to here, and it's just another one of these. I think we could still use more science. So we did get another prosperous going there. As we continue to upgrade worlds to successful, it's just gonna... more and more of them are gonna flip, right? You are almost ready. You just need an import or export. You need to deliver something. We could turn this into an Earth-like world and then deliver the food and get people. There are some downsides to that. There is a negative happiness modifier for each point of people you have that isn't doing anything. That's what that -5 happiness from unemployment is. So I don't particularly want to have a world that has a bunch of points of people on it just doing nothing here. But also, I really do I do want to flip this world. And I don't think there's any other way that we're going to get another import or export here. Wait a minute. The Genesis project adds 1 point of biomass on any planet producing water and 1 point of water on any planet producing biomass. So that'll add some stuff here. Are you already importing? You are already importing biomass from that planet, but not water. Okay, so if we can get to the Genesis project, then that can be the way that we flip this into a prosperous planet. That is 27 science, which unfortunately we will not quite have in 2 years. We're going to need more science income to make that a 2-year goal. What is this? Reduces the time taken for planet changes and the cost. You know, I didn't actually even notice how... Okay, it is 1 month by default, so that makes it take no time at all. That's interesting. I think this is so powerful for us that we probably have to push for it pretty aggressively, though. So, if we got to... I was about to say if we got to 12 science income before the end of the year, then that would be good enough, but it is December. So we're probably going to have to just get even more science income next year. Unless I can figure out a way to get... Yeah, no, we can't connect anything meaningful to a world right now. Okay, I'm still holding out hope that we'll be able to fix this thing that I sort of blundered us into. Alright, where are we on Remnant Worlds becoming successful? This thing still needs water income, which we can't easily get it. Although, this becoming Arctic, when it delivers water, yes, it will cause this planet to produce an extra robot, which then gets sent back and pays for the water. So actually, this will totally work. Make a thawing facility. There we go. And that's an extra 8 science, which means that we are now very close to our technology. Self-hosting AI replaces the +2 effect of quantum computing with a +4 science effect per laboratory. I wonder if actually that would be a better thing to do. Right, because we're not in a hurry to get this done. We could get the self-hosting AI and then use the extra science from that to earn the Genesis project later. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty reasonable to me. Let's not be in such a hurry, huh? So, we just need to get one more planet to Prosperous to complete this set of tasks and get a new one. What looks like it's going to be the easiest? You're not connected to enough worlds to become prosperous easily. You need goods. But you are connected to 3 friendly worlds already, and you have a lot of inputs and outputs. So I guess the move is just make this into a goods-producing world. We have a mineral planet right there. This seems actually very straightforward. Bam. Prosperous this. So, once you've done enough tasks for a particular faction, you get a big discount on their technologies. This is 100% free, right? And you can see as you continue to do more and more tasks, you get more and more legacy points for doing them. Increasing the number of prosperous planets by 4 is not a trivial task, but it is an extremely high value one that we'll be aiming for anyway. So I kind of want to just take... I'm gonna just take this. It might take us a little while to do this, and that might be a bad thing, because it means, you know... If it means producing fewer... If it means finishing fewer overall tasks, obviously that's not awesome. Let's try not to leave a lot of resource shortages. Any planet that is not receiving its basic inputs is giving us -8 happiness, so, you know, it is a thing to take seriously. Let's definitely... Self-hosting AI, so now we're on +15. God, we need slipstream relays so badly. Right now, 2 years will get us there. And then we can slipstream relay some food into this place finally. I don't even know where it's going to come from, but yeah, it's something like that. The plan is something like that. And then that'll solve a bunch of our problems, including making it easier for stuff around here to get prosperous. Alright, what else do we want to do while we wait for that to happen? We're waiting for some science income to occur. We can just do some more planetary exploration. This is a little awkward. I would really love to grab those 4 signals. Are definitely clustered together closely enough. I guess let's start exploring this way. Try to figure out what we want to do with the extra point of energy coming off of this world. If I turn you into Arctic, that's not really going to help. We need... I would really love to get some biomass over here. Oh, we have, Rob... We have spare biomass just right there. Okay, so this world's actually very close to being successful. If we get one more import route, that'll do it, and we could totally send people from here if we can get some goods onto that. So we're close. We're close in a bunch of different ways. So we have to figure out something to do with these people. And also what we want to do with this energy. We could send these people out here for minerals. Do our slipways reach that far? They totally do. And then minerals to here. And this can be like chips, because this world does need chips. That gives us some way to ply all of these people. Stupid asteroids. At this point, we have income sufficient to not really care about the money from stuff like that, and it's just a hassle to have to spend time blowing them up. Alright, deliver the chips there. And now, if we get some goods coming out of this world, say to an Earth-like world over here that is producing people, this will flip to successful, which will help all of this other stuff become prosperous. Because you're ready. You totally have enough inputs and outputs. We just need to connect you to things. And it's worth noting at this point, I've just been saying connect, but it has to be trading with 3 other successful planets. Connecting these 2 would do nothing for them because they're not actually sending anything to each other. So the energy from this has to end up going to one of these 3 worlds. Maybe it'll be the second mineral income needed here. Let's look around here a little bit more. Okay, another good motivator to apply people here. Do need a source of food in the area. Okay, that's interesting. It's a little awkward, because, like, we can easily feed minerals into a forge world to produce robots, which can go to an ocean world and produce food, but then we need people for the minerals. And we can't just use the minerals from this world, because that thing's in the way. We could use this world to produce the people. It is really just, it's very awkward. We could alternatively just produce the people here. This should still be reachable with the goods. The downside of that is that it becomes a little awkward to use this Earth-like world then, because we're going to want to draw a line across here. So the positional concerns get a little weird. That connection works, though. Oh, and also we don't have a way of getting food here. Right, because we can't just send the robots from Tornland to Winthrop, because they'll block off access to the Forebear Ruin, which I don't really want to happen. I think I'm still going to go for it. Let's see if we can figure it out. So Would I rather just connect to this mineral world? Probably, right? Oh, I actually have to search this. Damn it. Very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. Is it inconvenient enough for me to completely ignore it and just go the other way? Honestly, maybe. I was really hoping for a source of food up here. Can we connect to that? Nope. Obstruction. Alright, maybe we just end up sending the robots down here and we worry about these forebear ruins later. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Let's just form some connections here. Alright, science. We do want the Genesis cells, but I think I might pick up slipstream relays first, actually. These give you a lot of flexibility. Alright, so 2 technologies. We still need to get 4 more planets to successful, and I'm working on it. Believe me, I'm working on it. Oh. Connect. There we go. So what is our next research? Ah, I see this got bumped up from tier 2 to tier 3. I guess since this is an upgrade for an existing tech, it must be the case that you can just always get it. It just moves up if you go past it. So what are we looking at up ahead? This increases the number of connections we can run from a relay. That's definitely interesting. This allows us to produce goods on any planet producing robots and vice versa. That's got some play. This lets us use robot as people. I don't think that's useful for us. The problem that we're having almost everywhere is that we have too many people and not enough robots, right? And then in the big top tier one, advanced terraforming techniques can be used to turn any planet with an atmosphere into an Earth-like world. Okay, that's compelling. A planetary project that improves production by 1 unit of each product. That just increases the number of turns we get over the entire game. That seems like it's gotta be the right one, right? So as it is, it would be 2 years, so it would add 5 months to the game. But still, that's 5 turns with which to do things. Yeah, maybe that's what we're pushing for next. But also the Genesis cells, right? Like, it's at some point I actually do want to get these. Yeah, I don't know. So it's easy enough for us to route another mineral down here, potentially. We still need to be flipping worlds to prosperous, right? So here we need to be connected to more successful worlds, and we do need 1 more input or output. So chips or robots in. Or it could be energy. It could be this energy. I don't think we're going to need the energy to fix this one. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's deliver the energy, and then if we just move a single unit of people off of this world, it'll flip that one. And probably you too, right? Oh no, you need to be connected to multiple... Alright, we'll get there, we'll get there. Can I do this? That does not quite work. Honestly, I might relay that. Are we going to use this world? We will still need water for this to be able to become successful. And this is a good source of water, but then again, so is this. God, this planet is so awkwardly positioned. All of its routes everywhere are cut off. And Arctic worlds, I for some reason just cannot remember what they do. Okay, so you can use robots to make water. Very inconvenient. It's a very inconvenient world. If we delivered goods to here, this would produce a point of people that we could use to turn this into a Gaia world to send water over there and potentially eventually up there. Gosh, we still need water down here too. Our whole empire is a little water light. All right. Where are we gonna route the food from? Like, I wanted to route some food to this, right? Now that we have the slipstream relays, we can totally do that, and that is probably the highest priority. So... here, let's see if any of these worlds down here could easily produce water for us. Can I get all 4 of these signals at once? Yes. Okay. Alright, that's a little awkward, but it'll have to do. So, Agro World. Here's how we're going to set this up. Robots. Okay. We need 1 more year of research here. We're going to build a slip relay. This is not a good way to do this thing. See, it's a very long path. It's a very long travel. So I'm just going to build another slip relay for the connection. This is going to get very expensive, but we basically have infinite money. 156 income is really bananas. So now we can do that, finally, and also this. And hey, look at all this science. Would have been nice to get done like a really long time ago, but, you know. Unfortunately, we gotta take it when we get it, not other times. And then both of these worlds need goods, and we just don't really, have a way of interacting with that need. But at least, you know, getting this thing fed has reduced its resource shortage 8-point happiness penalty to a past shortage 3-point penalty that will wear off over the next couple of years. So it's all scoring. You know, it all adds up. Yeah, gosh, we need goods. We need sources of goods very badly. Alright, so... the planets you're connected to need to be more successful. That's going to involve goods for both of them. There is this thing. Do we have robot production in the area? Okay. If we buy flexible fabrication, then we can make this planet produce a unit of goods and pass it on there. We do not have any other robot production in the area. How are you doing? You need 1 more export or import? See, I'm kind of thinking we're going to slipway. We're going to slip relay this unit of goods from Orwell around here to that world. And it's going to do some good things, but it's also going to make it very difficult to finish this world, because we're going to have trapped it in completely. I do think it's right to do it, though. Alright. Running relays like that's expensive in terms of time. What is this? Reduces colonization time by 2 months, so that'll take it down to 1, and makes it free. That's also an interesting source of additional time. So right now, this would be 5 months. This is better if we end up colonizing 3 additional worlds. This is happiness for each science produced at any of your labs. That's pretty cool. Gosh, we still have so many things I want to do. So we're at 55 right now. The Genesis Project thing here Sending water down there would totally... Oh no, we're already receiving water from that planet. Never mind. That doesn't fix anything. That doesn't solve any of our problems. What is this? Every prosperous Forge world produces 2 units of luxury. Accepted by any people planet. Planets receiving at least 1 luxury get +2 approval. That's pretty cool. Do we have any prosperous Forge worlds right now? We have a lot of Forge worlds. I would love to get them to prosperous. Boy, if we got this one to prosperous, it's connected to so many people planets already. Oh man. There are a lot of things we want to spend science on. And unfortunately, getting us extra months probably will not actually earn any more science. We have... because our science income is yearly. So this is 5 months, this might be 5 months, and I'm debating just taking neither of them and doing Genesis cells plus flexible fabrication right now, and then grabbing that later. Is 5 extra turns going to be enough to offset the value of these things? Because if we research this, it is like... we're only going to get a certain number of technologies, right? I think I'm going to take the 2 things that will get us some prosperous worlds, like, now. So this thing needs us to Genesis Project here. Yep, that made that prosperous. We can repurpose to produce the unit of goods there, which, yep, that made this world prosperous by giving it more exports, and made this world prosperous by feeding it the goods. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time left here. And at the end of the game, tasks that are uncompleted do penalize you. You do lose score. So we don't want to pick a thing that we don't think we can do. I'd really like to get this done. And establish a lab studying robots and get it to 7 science. We don't necessarily benefit a lot from the science itself, but with all of the bonus science output stuff we have, it's not actually that hard to do this, right? We don't need that much input. In fact, we can do it right here, right now. Produce me some robots. Lab. Researchers. Robots. And robots. Alright, legacy. Hooray! Also, that employed a worker who was unemployed before, so it's making us money. Or it's making us points, rather. Okay, you just need to be connected to one more world that is successful in order to blow up. And we'd like to push some Forge worlds to prosperous, ideally. So we could do chips from here to there. And that would be good enough. We don't need to deliver the extra point of goods, because you just need 2 exports to move from successful to level 3. And we got there by building the robots. So is there around here an easy source of minerals? Because obviously we're going to have to feed minerals into this to get chips out, and I don't want to create a world that does not have its needs satisfied. Minerals, please? Okay. Okay, that's a source of minerals. It's a little awkward. Alright, I see what to do, though. Here, let's connect you here, and then produce goods. Send them to this world. Wait, where'd the extra point of population go? Hold on a second. What I want to do is have this scrapping operation running. So when I connect this here, it produces an extra point of population, and it immediately sent it somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, it probably sent it here. No, this is already receiving... Huh. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, I want to make sure this goes here so that we can do this here. Chips into there, makes that successful. Helps us push toward more prosperity, so we need one more good connection and one more import or export here. It's a shame we can't get another unit of robots out of this world, because if we just sent some more robots there, it would actually be really helpful. June 3421. So our term is over at the end of 3425, right? Where could we deliver goods, or where could we send in chips or robots? We don't really have a lot of sources around here for that kind of stuff. Obviously, we could put down another people world just about anywhere and send the goods there, but we don't have the resources to make another people world work. Right, like there's no food over here. We'd need robots and biomass to make that work, and if we had a source of robots nearby, we would just feed them into this. Here, show me what these are. That's good news. That's what I was looking for. Do we have a way to feed this world minerals if we want it to produce robots? We can make a mineral world here, but we can't... Oh! Can you connect to that? Oh, an obstruction. Well, it can still work. It can still work, right? So we do this. Robots in there. Now we just need this to connect to one more successful world, and we can figure that out. This is a mineral world. Feeds minerals here. And then we use a slip relay to connect you up to there. Okay. No resource shortages. Everything's cool. It's 3422. We have 29 science income, so we're going to get quite a few more researches off. I definitely want to do this before we're done. I want to do this before we're done. Because that's like 7% more score at the very worst, which is awesome. This has turned out to have been... Like, this would totally have been worth taking. We've done a bunch of founding new worlds. Yeah, I definitely screwed up by not grabbing this. We could also, at this moment, grab Infraspace Mastery. This lets us make infraspace relays that function just like the slip relays, but infraspace slipstreams can cross over normal slipstreams. So this is a really good way to feed resources around in places where we couldn't before. But, you know, setting up relays is time expensive, right? It takes a month to build the relay, then a month to do the connection from planet A to the relay, then another month to do the relay to planet B. So every time you use them, it's costly. So we're going to get 3 more pulses of 30 science. We're going to have about 150 science in total. So we have enough to grab this, plus one more thing. Infraspace relays are very powerful. They let you cheat like crazy. So it's not actually 90, it's 87. So it's going to be 100 and we're going to have 154 total science, which is... It's close. We can make it work. We can make it work. I'm going to take this. The infraspace relay will let us feed some more stuff into labs where we otherwise wouldn't be able to get it, which is going to make a big difference. This is inconvenient. Stupid planets. You need more export routes, but you also need more import routes. You need You need minerals coming in. So we're probably not going to be able to make this one prosperous. You just need another world nearby to become... Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Hate to have to relay like this, but... Right, that's good progress. Now... we can use one of those infraspace relays here to infraspace a robot over to there, get us a little bit more science to make sure we can hit our technology goals. So we're going to end up at, right now, 98, which is not enough. We need one more science income to get both of the techs we want. So, something's got to get routed to tech. Do we have another biomass over here anywhere that we could easily pop into this? Not really. We don't really have a spare water over here anywhere. We have a couple of places where we could turn a loose unemployed person into... here. Problem solved. And that's good for the world as well. Yeah, so now we'll hit 100 science, which is enough to buy everything we want. Cool. Okay, what else needs doing? We just need to keep pushing stuff to prosperous. So... you can't get successful without another people import, which we can't really provide easily. I guess I could do it here. This needs to export anyway, so yeah, actually that's very efficient. Infraspace. Stuff's very expensive. That actually ruled. That was very good. So, you can decline to take tasks very late in the game. Because obviously anything that we picked up now is potentially just going to lose us a lot of points. And in fact, we're not going to invent 3 technologies. We know we're going to get only 2 more. We're definitely not going to colonize 10 new planets. And 6 additional chips? I don't think so. I think we're just going to not take any more tasks. I think we're solid on that. Okay. Oh, this should probably happen. That's just free points. So it's really valuable for us to get, in particular, Forge Worlds to Prosperous, right? So this Forge World needs 1 more import or export. Turning on robot mode is not... having this producer robot is not going to get us there automatically. But if we did have this produce an extra robot and we connected it up to here, it would have some value, because this is going to be the lab that's producing the happiness bonus for us, right? Am I going to be able to make this work pathing-wise? What does the connection look like? It's like here? No, that's... something like that? Is that going to reach? Okay, it works. Alright. Prosperous world, plus hooray for that. So... what else can we do while we're waiting for our next technology to pop? We gotta figure out something for these people to do. Because right now... unemployment... Every person that we employ is a 1% score modifier, right? Oh, you know what we could do here? We could go Genesis, and then feed biomass up there. That's success. And if you were to send your extra wheat somewhere, you would become successful. And we could maybe push for more prosperous planets here. So, I mean, we're gonna use some infra space nonsense to make that happen. We can, of course, send it here. A planet will accept any number of its inputs, but is there a better place that we could send it? Is there somewhere that actually needs it? I think we've been pretty good about managing our inputs. Like, nowhere's actually short resources. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna do that. We'll just connect you to here. Alright, research. So technocracy could be the last thing we pick up. Let's get manufactured luxury. Let us literally manufacture a bunch of luxury. So, you feed that to there. That's another 2% happiness. You can feed this to here. And then this is kind of cool because it gives us the ability to trade with worlds that we otherwise would not have been trading with. Although I guess these Forge worlds could have traded with any person producing world because they're producing goods in the first place, right? So we'll just infraspace some luxury over to here, which will make you prosperous and give you the 2-point happiness bonus. Oh, yeah, the slipstream relay. Right, these are connected. Well, that's pretty good. If we have... Okay, it would be great to get this to prosperous. What's it missing? Just one world around it needs to flip. One world that it's actually trading with needs to flip. This would be good enough. This would totally do it. Now, slipstream... Our infraspace relays cannot cross other infraspace relays, so unfortunately, by doing this, I have made it awkward for me to deliver this water over to here, which is what I really want to happen. No, sorry, I want to deliver it here, because we need another import route for this world. Ah, shoot, we need an export route for it as well. It's very inconvenient. Getting the export's not too bad, but getting another mineral in is awkward because we need to water this world somehow. All right, this is gonna be a little roundabout, but feed this to there, and then am I really about to just run slips? Like it's gonna be like, yeah. Yeah, I think it's valuable enough. So slip relays here and here. Get this water over to that world. Shoot, did I really... I'd like to take back a move or two there, if I could. Just one or two quick decisions. Yeah, this has to actually be able to happen. So I have to build this relay in a slightly different... There we go. There it is. That's embarrassing. Okay, so water to here delivers the minerals to there, which upgrades this, which allows me to do that thing. That's a big deal. Also, technocracy. Bam, 174. Looks pretty good. We still have a fair amount of unemployment, which is just a tricky problem to deal with. Oh, also, yeah, probably send that over. That's a good idea. And this needs an export route really badly, just for leveling up purposes. So I guess we can just send... Here, we can try sending someone to a forebear thing. Does this... Cybernetic bodies is way more useful than the other version of this thing. We can rebuild this into an energy producer, which is pretty awesome. But it doesn't actually consume that point of population then, so we still need to fix that. I just need somewhere to put these people. Right, what do you need? You need to be connected to planets. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we could find a spot to put 1 point of this planet's population, then it would immediately upgrade to prosperous. How many months do we have left? Not that many. What I could do is, like, relay to here. It doesn't make this world good, but it will make this world jump from established straight through successful into prosperous, I'm pretty sure. Is that the most efficient way to do that? Sadly, I think the answer is yes. Alright, well... Oops, I just dropped that right there. Oh, and that was enough to flip that one too, so the value of that was extremely high. It was costly, but it was extremely valuable. Crummy. Yeah, just like anywhere that we can apply bodies right now is valuable, and anywhere where we can simultaneously apply bodies and also get worlds leveled up is, like, super, super good. Do we have the ability to... Is there another, like, goods-producing Forge World anywhere? Not really. I think we've done a pretty good job of actually making use of all of that manufactured luxury. Yeah. Okay. What else can we do that would be valuable? We can distribute water from here. This world is still not going to flip over, though, because it also needs another export route. And we don't really have a place to deliver that. We only have 4 months left, so... This world will actually become prosperous, though. If we connect water to here, and then we do an infraspace relay to drop the extra mineral there, that's not awful. Is there any place that could actually, like, make use of it, though? Is there a place where we could feed it to a world that needs it? I don't think so. Alright, I think that's the best thing that we can still do. Right, because you're going to need... You have 1, 2, 3, 4... actually, it's going to be one... it's going to be one import or export short of being able to turn prosperous. So, is there anything more useful that we could do? Probably not. It looks like we're pretty tight on stuff in most places. Oh, right, there's this. You just need a planet to turn successful. You need income, but unfortunately it's very difficult to get minerals from here to there because we have both types of relay crossing already. And I don't think we're going to be able to get the energy from here to there, because that would solve that problem. And the energy could solve the problem of this not being prosperous, but it requires extra months. It requires time that we do not have. This needs an import, which could be the energy. We're not going to be able to deliver any additional robots or anything. If I level this up... Okay, if I leveled this up, it would produce an extra robot, which is something. So if we connected it to here... That's awkward. If we connected it to here, it wouldn't actually count as a trade route until after this planet became prosperous. How unfortunate. And connecting the energy to it won't help either, because it has enough routes. It just needs to be connected to more things that are doing well. Yeah, sorry for like going way in the tank here at the end. I'm just trying to... With these last moves, I always feel like I could be doing just a little bit more, right? Let's go ahead and just make this move. This will make the world successful at least, and this world turning successful will turn that world prosperous, and I think that I'm comfortable calling that good enough. And this will end our game. Okay, so that's the basic idea. This game is designed to be played quickly, and it's sold as like, you can play a game of this in an hour. You can get it done on your lunch break, and if you're not me, that's probably even true. For a lot of players, that's probably going to actually be the case. But like, listen, I'm pretty happy with that score. I think that was okay. So yeah, that's what Slipways is. I am so into the like economic optimization puzzle stuff that this game presents. That's going to be it for us for this episode. I don't know exactly how long this series is going to be, but I do know that I'm going to be playing this game a bunch either way, whether I'm recording it or not, so I may as well record it. So we're going to have a look at the ranked mode, the sort of like the weekly challenges. We're going to have a little bit of look at the campaign. I don't necessarily want to play the whole campaign on camera, but there's going to be more of this. So when you come back next time tomorrow, we're going to be slipping some more ways. That's not really how verbs work. But there will definitely be more of this video game, is what I'm trying to express. And we'll see you then.